The Galactic Empire's armada stretched across the starfield like a dark wall. Hundreds of ships, massive and gleaming with alien metal, moved in perfect order. Each vessel was built to crush planets, destroy fleets, and spread fear across the galaxy. The Empire had grown proud of its power. It believed no force could challenge it. In the eyes of alien civilizations, humanity was weak, small, and insignificant. The Council had already declared humans a minor threat, barely worth observing. Yet one small ship was about to change everything. Far from the Armada, a single human ship emerged from a quiet jump point. It was nothing like the Empire's war machines. It was smaller, lean, and ordinary in appearance. Its hull was scratched and worn, showing signs of use, not luxury. The ship seemed almost fragile, and yet inside it carried a crew that had trained for years, knowing that one day they might face enemies far stronger than themselves. The captain, John Carter, leaned against the control panel. His eyes scanned the sensors carefully. Beside him, Lieutenant Alex Morgan tapped at a console, checking readings with calm precision. Systems Officer Lisa Brown monitored the ship's engines and defensive systems, her hands steady, her mind focused. They were humans and they were alone. The Empire noticed the small ship immediately. The flagship's commander, a tall alien named Vrakton, laughed at the sight. "Look at that tiny thing," he said, his voice echoing through the fleet's calm lines. "A human scout, send it away, destroy it if it resists. It cannot hope to survive." His lieutenants nodded in agreement. Some alien officers even sent messages mocking humanity, sharing jokes about small creatures who thought they could fight gods. The Empire was confident. Numbers had always won. And yet, confidence can be dangerous. John Carter did not speak immediately. He watched the fleet with quiet focus. "They think we are small and they are right," he said finally. "But size is not the only measure of strength. Let's see how far confidence will take them." Alex looked up and gave a small smile. "Ready when you are, Captain," Lisa nodded. "Systems are stable. Defensive field is online. Weapons are ready." The human ship might look weak, but every system had been designed to survive extreme conditions, evade larger fleets, and strike precisely. Humanity had learned to be clever because it could not rely on sheer force. The Empire sent a message. It appeared as a massive projection above the human ship, showing Vrakton in all his glory. "Humans," the projection said, "you are far from your home world. Leave this sector immediately or be destroyed. We have hundreds of ships and you are nothing. Do not test us." John leaned forward. His voice was calm but firm. "We are not here to test you. We are here because we cannot run from intimidation. Humanity will not bow. We will not retreat." He paused. Alex raised an eyebrow. John continued, "We do not seek war, but if attacked, we will defend ourselves. We do not need to be large to make a difference." Vrakton's eyes narrowed. "Such arrogance," he hissed. "Destroy them." "Show no mercy." The Armada moved as one. Hundreds of beams lit up from the ships, energy cutting through space with deadly speed. Each blast was intended to hit the small human vessel in one strike. The human ship did not flee. Instead, it activated a defensive field. The field bent space around the ship, making incoming beams curve away or dissolve. Alex watched the sensors. "They're missing," he said. "Almost nothing is hitting us. It's like we're not even here." Lisa nodded. "Defensive field is holding. Energy absorption is stable." No system damage. The Empire could not understand it. Their sensors were designed to track size, mass, and energy signatures. They could not detect this human trick. John ordered a maneuver. The ship moved silently, slipping between the alien vessels. It fired a focused pulse at the front line. The pulse hit one of the largest ships, and there was no explosion. Instead, the ship seemed to collapse in on itself, its massive hull folding like paper under invisible pressure. Vrakton blinked in shock. "What is that?" he demanded. "How is this possible?" Another pulse followed. This time, 2 more warships were destroyed in seconds. The Armada began to panic. Beams fired at random, some hitting their own ships. Collisions happened as alien commanders tried to react, but their systems were confused. The humans moved slowly but deliberately, striking only when they were certain of the result. It was not chaos, it was precision. Inside the human ship, John remained calm. "We're not trying to kill everyone," he said, "just enough to make them understand. Focus on control systems, avoid unnecessary damage." Alex worked quickly. "Targeting systems are vulnerable. We can disrupt their communications too. If we take out their leaders, the rest will fall apart." Lisa added. Defense is holding. No need to worry about their beams. It's almost like they're missing everything on purpose. The Empire tried to surround the human ship. Alien vessels moved in tight formations, attempting to trap it. Vrakton shouted orders, frustrated. Surround it. It cannot escape all of us. But the human ship had already anticipated this. It jumped short distances across the battlefield, appearing suddenly between gaps in the Armada. Each jump was followed by a strike that disabled a command ship or destroyed a critical engine. The alien fleet was stunned. Commanders shouted at each other in panic. Messages were garbled. Some ships fired on the wrong targets. One massive cruiser crashed into another. Hundreds of ships were designed to function as a single unit, and now that unit was breaking apart. The human ship was like a small predator moving through a herd of giants, calm and unstoppable. John watched the chaos unfold on the display. They think numbers are everything, he said quietly. But strategy, precision, and courage can beat any army. Remember that, Alex? Alex nodded. It's incredible, they don't even know what's happening to them. It's almost too easy. Lisa frowned slightly. We need to keep moving. They will figure out something if we stay in one place. John smiled. We will. Humans never stay still when danger is near. Vrakton tried to send another message, but communication lines were failing. We cannot lose, he shouted. How can one ship do this? How can humans survive? The alien officers began to argue, blaming each other. Some attempted to retreat, only to collide with other vessels. The Empire's pride was cracking. Far across the galaxy, other civilizations watched. Signals from the Armada were broadcast widely. Observers could not believe what they were seeing. The humans, whom many had mocked for centuries, were destroying the Empire's strongest fleet with a single ship. Whispers spread quickly. Humanity was not weak. Humanity was dangerous. Humanity could not be ignored. Inside the human ship, John gave one final order for the moment. Maintain position. Continue defensive pattern. Do not engage more than necessary. This is just the beginning. Alex and Lisa nodded, understanding completely. They had already prepared for the next phase of the battle, knowing the Empire would not simply surrender. They would have to fight smart, conserve energy, and exploit weaknesses. The human crew had been trained for this. As the first part of the battle ended, the human ship floated among debris and disabled enemy vessels. Silence hung in space. The Empire's Armada, which had once seemed unstoppable, was now in shock. One small human ship had survived the opening salvo and had proven that size and numbers were not always decisive. John Carter leaned back and smiled faintly. Humanity is just getting started, he whispered. The galaxy, unaware of what would come next, had already begun to change. Stories of the small ship, the human crew, and the first shocking victory would travel faster than any warship. Fear, respect, and awe were spreading simultaneously. The Empire, once confident and proud, now faced doubt. And humanity, still small and alone, had shown the first glimmer of power that could change the balance of the stars. The crew of the human ship knew they had only just begun. Challenges lay ahead, greater than any they had faced before. But they also knew that courage, strategy, and determination could overcome the mightiest forces. In that moment, floating among the ruins of alien pride, they felt a quiet sense of triumph. The small human ship, though alone, had made the galaxy take notice. It was a start, and in the battles to come, it would become a symbol of what humans could achieve. The human ship floated silently in the wreckage of the first battle. Distant alien ships twitched and moved erratically, still trying to recover from the shock of the opening strike. John Carter studied the readings carefully. The Empire's commanders had underestimated humans, and that mistake had cost them dearly. But the fight was far from over. More ships were coming from deeper layers of the Armada. The humans had to remain alert. They're reorganizing, Alex said, pointing at the screen. Looks like they're trying to form a tighter formation. They might try a new attack pattern. Their numbers are huge, but they're slow to adapt. Lisa adjusted the ship's shields. We're ready. Defensive field holding at maximum. Weapons are online. We can handle another wave. John nodded. He always remained calm under pressure, knowing that fear could spread even in small crews. Good. Stay focused. We will respond carefully, but we will respond decisively. The Empire's remaining ships moved forward cautiously. They fired intermittent beams, testing the human ship's defenses. Every shot either bent harmlessly around the ship or fizzled out before impact. John gave a small smile. They still don't understand our technology. Let's keep it that way. Alex, prepare the next pulse. Lisa, monitor all energy levels closely. Alex activated the weapon systems. The pulses were not ordinary energy blasts. They were concentrated fields that could destabilize the alien ship's structural integrity instantly. One pulse hit a cruiser near the center of the formation. The ship buckled, its hull folding inward as if crushed by invisible hands. Alien officers screamed over comms, but their messages were confusing and overlapped with each other. The Armada began to fall into chaos. "Look at them," John said quietly. "They rely on order and structure. Take that away and they cannot function." Lisa nodded. "Their coordination is failing. We are seeing collisions, misfires, and communication breakdowns. Even their fastest ships cannot react in time," Alex added. "They'll keep trying, but they're trapped in their own formation. One mistake and it spreads." The human ship moved carefully, avoiding direct confrontation but striking at critical points. Each pulse targeted command ships' weapon systems or engines. One by one, alien vessels slowed or stopped entirely. The Armada's pride began to crumble. Vrakton shouted orders, but his voice sounded small among the growing panic. "Focus fire, destroy that ship. Do not let them survive." Yet his fleet could not follow his commands. Their sensors were disrupted, their targeting systems failing, and their ships were colliding with one another. John studied the chaos calmly. "We need to finish this quickly. If we drag it out, more of their ships could recover. Alex, prepare the short jumps. Lisa, keep the shields ready." The human ship had another advantage. It could move in short bursts, jumping instantly from one position to another. The aliens could not predict where it would appear next. Every jump allowed humans to strike another critical target with perfect timing. The first jump took them directly inside the Armada's rear formation. Alien ships were shocked to see the human vessel suddenly appear among them. Alex fired pulses at the central engines of two heavy cruisers. Both collapsed silently, leaving their crews trapped inside. Panic spread rapidly. Many ships tried to flee but found themselves trapped by collisions or failing systems. The Armada's massive numbers were now a liability. "They're falling apart," Lisa said, her voice calm but filled with awe. "We've disabled nearly a third of the remaining ships and their formations are completely broken. They can't even communicate properly." John nodded. "Good. Now we need to cut off their escape routes. Humans don't just fight, we trap and outsmart." He gave a precise order. "Set the next jump near their flagship. We disable it and the rest will lose command completely." Alex adjusted the coordinates. The human ship jumped again, this time appearing close to Vrakton's flagship. Massive cannons turned to fire, but the pulse hit before they could release. The flagship's hull cracked, internal systems failed, and control over the fleet was lost. Alien ships without orders began firing randomly, sometimes hitting each other. The once unified Armada was now a collection of confused and powerless ships drifting in space. John watched the battle unfold like a chess game. "We're teaching them a lesson they will not forget," he said. "Strategy beats size every time." "Patience and precision beat brute force," Alex grinned. "It's almost too easy. Their pride made them blind." Lisa looked at the sensors, shaking her head. "But we cannot underestimate them. More reinforcements could be coming. We need to finish this quickly and leave before they regroup." The human ship moved like a shadow through the chaos. Another jump and more ships fell. The pulses were silent, leaving debris floating slowly through space. John targeted energy cores, control centers, and engine rooms. Each strike was calculated, ensuring maximum effect with minimal energy expenditure. The Empire's ships could not predict where the next strike would come from. Their attempts to fight back were futile. Vrakton screamed orders again, his voice growing hoarse. "Fire everything, destroy them. They are one ship, and yet they destroy us." His lieutenants tried to stabilize what remained of the fleet, but it was too late. The human crew had already disabled most critical systems. The remaining ships moved randomly with no coordination or purpose. Collisions became more frequent, some ships breaking apart from their own weapons' fire. John gave another calm order. "Prepare for the final sweep. Alex, target the remaining cruisers in sequence. Lisa, keep shields at maximum. We leave nothing to chance." The human ship jumped into the heart of the Armada, appearing among the last organized group of ships. Pulses fired in rapid succession, collapsing ships one by one. The Empire's largest vessels were no longer a threat. The few that tried to flee were disabled before they could escape. Silence began to return to the battlefield. "They will never recover from this," Alex said, staring at the display. "Their pride, their numbers, everything has failed." Lisa nodded. "We've destroyed or disabled almost all of the ships we encountered. The rest will scatter or surrender. They won't be able to regroup in time." John leaned back. "It's not about destruction. It's about showing the galaxy that humans are not weak. One ship, one crew can change the course of a battle. That is what matters." Far across the star system, observers from other civilizations were watching transmissions of the fight. Many could not believe their eyes. The humans, mocked for their small size and limited technology, had destroyed the Empire's armada with a single vessel. Whispers of admiration and fear spread. Humanity was no longer a minor player. The galaxy had begun to take notice. John and his crew continued to monitor the battlefield. They moved carefully among the wreckage, ensuring no hidden threats remained. Every disabled ship was scanned to confirm no hidden weapons or reinforcements were left. The human crew knew that leaving anything behind could result in danger later. Patience and caution were as important as strength. "We need to leave before more ships arrive," John said finally. "This is a message, not a conquest. We are not here to take territory, only to defend and prove ourselves." Alex nodded. "Course is set. Jump points are clear. We can leave without pursuing unnecessary risk." Lisa adjusted the shields, ensuring stability for the jump. The human ship, small and unassuming, prepared to disappear as silently as it had arrived. As they prepared to jump, John looked at the stars around them. "The galaxy will remember this. It is not just about this fight. It is about showing courage, intelligence, and determination. Humans can survive, humans can win, and humans can inspire others to do the same." Alex and Lisa nodded, understanding completely. They were part of something larger than themselves. They were part of a moment that would echo across the stars. The human ship jumped, vanishing from the system in a blink. Behind them, the Empire's fleet was left in ruins, a shattered display of what had once seemed unstoppable. Vrakton could only stare in disbelief, knowing that pride and overconfidence had led to total failure. The galaxy had learned a lesson that day, one that would not be forgotten for generations. John, Alex, and Lisa floated silently among the stars, the hum of their ship the only sound. They had proven what humans could do. The battle was over, but the message had just begun. Every pulse, every jump, every precise strike had shown that size and numbers did not guarantee victory. The Empire would recover eventually, but the memory of this fight would remain, a warning to all who underestimated humanity. The crew prepared to set a course home. Their ship had survived against impossible odds. Their victory was not about glory, but about survival, strategy, and the courage to face a foe far larger and stronger than themselves. They had done what few could believe was possible. They had proven that one human ship could change the fate of the galaxy. The stars stretched endlessly around them, quiet and still. John looked at the view, calm and thoughtful. "Humans are clever," he said. "We do not need fleets to make a difference. All we need is courage, strategy, and determination. This is only the beginning." Alex smiled. "Then let's make sure we are ready for what comes next." Lisa nodded. "We will. Humanity has only just begun to show what it can do." The galaxy had changed forever. A single human ship had shown that even the smallest force could topple the mightiest empire. And the story of John Carter and his crew would spread, inspiring hope, fear, and respect across the stars. The human ship moved silently among the wreckage of the Empire's fleet. John Carter leaned back in his seat, watching the displays. The armada that once seemed unstoppable was now broken, scattered, and confused. Vrakton's flagship was crippled, and the remaining ships moved without purpose. The humans had won the first phase of the battle, but John knew the fight was not over. The Empire was vast, and reinforcements could appear at any moment. "We need to finish this before they regroup," John said quietly. Alex nodded, tapping at the controls. "I've scanned the remaining ships. Most of their engines are damaged or offline. Only a few can move with any speed. We can disable them without wasting energy." Lisa checked the defensive field. "Shields are stable. We can make short jumps without risk. They won't even know where we appear next." John smiled faintly. "Good. Precision and speed will do what brute force cannot. Let's move." The first jump took the human ship to the heart of the remaining formation. Pulses fired silently, hitting critical engines and communication arrays. Alien ships shuddered as systems failed, one by one. Collisions became more common as panicked commanders tried to flee. The humans did not aimlessly destroy. Every strike was calculated, ensuring maximum effect with minimum risk. Vrakton roared over the comm lines. "Focus fire! Destroy that ship at all costs! It is one ship, yet it brings ruin to all of us." His officers scrambled, shouting at each other in panic. Misfires and collisions grew worse. Some ships fired on their own allies, while others drifted helplessly, powerless to respond. The Empire's pride was crumbling fast. John studied the situation carefully. "We need to cut off their escape routes. They cannot regroup if they cannot move. Alex, target the engines of the largest cruisers. Lisa, keep shields ready. We jump between points to stay unpredictable." Alex nodded, already preparing coordinates. Lisa adjusted energy flow to defensive systems. The humans moved like shadows through the battlefield, striking where it hurt the most and vanishing before the aliens could react. The next jump took them directly among a cluster of command ships. The pulses fired, disabling control centers and power generators. The ships buckled, their hulls folding as if invisible hands crushed them. Confusion spread like wildfire. Messages overlapped, signals garbled, and alien crews struggled to maintain order. One by one, the remaining organized vessels were destroyed or disabled. The Empire's Armada, once a symbol of invincible strength, was now a chaotic wreck. John spoke quietly, as if explaining to his crew a lesson in strategy. "They rely on numbers and order. Take that away, and they are powerless. Humans use intelligence, patience, and precision. That is our strength." Alex looked at the display. "It's incredible. They cannot even respond properly. Everything they do makes the situation worse for them." Lisa nodded. "We need to keep moving. Even a small mistake on their part could make this last longer than necessary." The human ship jumped again, appearing near what remained of Vrakton's flagship. The alien commander was frantic, trying to issue orders that could not be followed. John targeted the ship's engines and weapon arrays with a focused pulse. The flagship buckled, systems failed, and the remaining ships lost coordination entirely. Panic spread across the fleet. "They cannot recover," Lisa said. "Their largest ships are down and the rest have no guidance." "It's only a matter of time before everything collapses," John nodded. "Yes, but we must be careful. Even small pockets of resistance could be dangerous. We cannot underestimate what remains." Alex tapped at his console. "I've identified a few smaller ships trying to flee. We can disable them with one precise strike each. Minimal energy, maximum effect." The human ship moved like a ghost through the remnants of the Armada. Each pulse was targeted, disabling engines, weapons, and communications. Some ships collapsed silently, drifting apart as if the universe itself had consumed them. Collisions and misfires increased, alien crews panicked, and Vrakton's voice grew hoarse as he shouted feudal orders. The once mighty Empire's pride had turned into chaos. John gave another calm order. "Prepare for the final sequence. Alex, target the remaining cruisers. Lisa, keep shields at maximum. We finish this cleanly and efficiently." The human ship jumped into the center of the remaining formation. Pulses fired in rapid succession, disabling the last organized ships. Those that tried to flee were intercepted, their engines collapsing before they could escape. Silence began to return to the battlefield. Far across the galaxy, other civilizations watched the transmissions. They could not believe what they saw. One human ship had destroyed or disabled a fleet that the Empire had claimed was unstoppable. Whispers spread quickly. Humanity, long dismissed as weak, had proven its power. The galaxy's perception of humans began to change. Fear, respect, and awe spread simultaneously. John looked at the stars around them, calm and thoughtful. "This is not just destruction," he said. "It is a message. One ship, one crew can change the course of a battle. Intelligence, courage, and precision can beat size and power. That is what humans are capable of." Alex nodded. "They will remember this. The Empire will never forget the lesson we've given them." Lisa smiled faintly. "And the rest of the galaxy will start to take us seriously. It is only the beginning." The human ship moved carefully among the wreckage, ensuring no hidden threats remained. Every disabled ship was scanned. No vessel was left armed or capable of immediate repair. John wanted the victory to be clear and undeniable. The Empire had been humbled, and humans had shown their ability to survive, to fight, and to win. Vrakton, aboard the last functioning vessel, watched helplessly. His pride, arrogance, and overconfidence had led to total defeat. His crew had lost most of their ships, control was gone, and they could do nothing against a single human vessel. He realized with growing fear that humans were not to be underestimated. Even small and seemingly fragile, they could outthink and outmaneuver a massive force. John spoke quietly to his crew. "We leave a mark, not destruction for its own sake. We do not seek revenge or conquest. This is about survival and showing the galaxy that humans cannot be ignored." Alex and Lisa understood completely. Every move they had made was measured, calculated, and purposeful. The humans had not acted out of anger, only skill and courage. The human ship jumped one final time, moving to a safe distance from the battlefield. Behind them, the Empire's fleet lay in ruins, a shattered display of what had once seemed unstoppable. Vrakton's voice was barely audible over comms, filled with disbelief and fear. The galaxy had seen the truth. Humans, though small, could destroy giants with cunning, skill, and bravery. John looked at the stars stretching endlessly around them. "Humans do not rely on size or numbers," he said softly. "We rely on our minds, our strategy, and our courage. One ship, one crew can make a difference, and that difference can change history." Alex smiled. "Then let's make sure history remembers this moment." Lisa nodded. "We will. Humanity has shown its strength. This is only the beginning of what we can do." The stars were quiet. The battle was over, but the message had spread across the galaxy. One human ship had toppled the mightiest armada the Empire had ever built. The story of John Carter and his crew would travel faster than any fleet, inspiring fear, hope, and respect. The Empire's pride was shattered, and the galaxy had learned that humans were not weak. John, Alex, and Lisa set a course for home, their mission accomplished. The human ship had survived impossible odds, proved the power of strategy, and sent a warning to the galaxy. Humans may be small, but they are clever, determined, and unstoppable when needed. The battle was a lesson in courage, intelligence, and precision. It would be remembered for generations. As the human ship moved through the stars, John reflected on the fight. "We fought not for glory, not for territory, but to show what humans can do. The galaxy will never forget today." Alex nodded. "We proved that one small force, properly used, can outmatch even the largest empire." Lisa added, "And that is the true power of humans. We adapt, we think, and we never give up." The stars stretched endlessly, silent witnesses to the small human ship that had changed the balance of power. The Empire's armada, once feared across the galaxy, had been broken by one crew. The message was clear: underestimate humans at your own peril. Courage, intelligence, and precision could overcome even the greatest odds. John, Alex, and Lisa knew their mission was a turning point. Humanity had shown its strength, and the galaxy would never be the same again. The human ship continued its journey, leaving behind the ruins of the Empire's pride. Every pulse, every jump, every calculated strike had sent a clear message. Humans could survive, humans could fight, and humans could change the course of history. The galaxy had witnessed a new kind of power, one that relied not on size, numbers, or intimidation, but on courage, strategy, and determination. And that power belonged to humanity. The human ship moved slowly through the quiet remains of the battlefield. The Empire's armada lay in ruins, shattered and powerless. John Carter sat in the captain's chair, looking at the sensors and displays. The silence of space was almost complete, broken only by the faint hum of their own ship. Alex Morgan checked the remaining readings, confirming that no hostile ships were active nearby. Lisa Brown monitored the defensive field, keeping it ready in case of surprises. Humanity had survived, and the Empire had been humbled. "We've done what we came to do," John said quietly. "We've shown the galaxy that humans are not weak, but our work is not finished. The message must be clear. We cannot leave doubt behind." Alex nodded. "I've begun preparing a message to broadcast. It will explain our position without threat, without arrogance, just the truth about who we are." Lisa added, "We should also leave a marker, something that says humans were here and that we will protect ourselves and others if necessary." John agreed. "Do it. The galaxy needs to know humans are strong, smart, and careful. We are not invaders. We are defenders." The human ship moved to a position where signals could be sent across the system. John activated the long-range transmitter. A simple message began to broadcast, repeating in multiple languages across different star systems. Humans seek peace, but we will defend ourselves and those who cannot defend themselves. We are small, but we are clever, determined, and strong. Underestimate us at your own risk. Far away, other civilizations received the message. Observers who had watched the battle were amazed. Whispers spread quickly through the stars. One human ship had destroyed or disabled an entire fleet that the Empire claimed was unbeatable. The galaxy began to see humans differently. They were no longer weak, no longer insignificant. They were a force to be respected, a people capable of courage, intelligence, and precision. Inside the human ship, John, Alex, and Lisa prepared to leave the system. They had accomplished what they came to do. Every pulse, every jump, every calculated strike had made its point. The Empire's pride had been broken, and the galaxy had seen the result. Yet the humans did not celebrate with arrogance or boastful messages. They had acted with purpose, not vanity. "We've proven our point," John said. "The Empire will think twice before challenging humans again. Other civilizations will take notice. And most importantly, we have shown that courage and intelligence matter more than size or numbers." Alex smiled. "I never imagined it would be this effective. They cannot recover quickly from this defeat." Lisa nodded. "And even if they try, the memory of today will remind everyone that humans cannot be underestimated." The human ship began its journey home. Stars passed silently outside the viewports. John reflected on the battle. Humanity has always had to fight with brains and courage, not numbers. Today, we used what we had to the fullest. Strategy, patience, and precision won the day. Alex added, "And it will inspire others, both humans and other civilizations. People will start to see what we are capable of." Lisa smiled faintly. "It is not just about defeating the Empire. It is about showing the galaxy that humans are clever and brave. That is the most important message." As the ship moved through space, the crew thought about what came next. The Empire would recover eventually, but the memory of their defeat would remain. Humans had shown that even a single ship with a skilled crew and careful planning could change the outcome of a battle. Civilizations across the galaxy would remember this day. Respect and caution toward humanity would spread. "We should prepare for diplomacy," John said. "Others will want to communicate, to understand what happened, and to see if humans are friends or threats. We need to be ready to explain ourselves clearly and honestly." Alex nodded. "I can begin composing messages and protocols for peaceful contact. We should be careful but firm. Humanity must be respected without starting more conflict." Lisa added, "And we should continue training and preparing. One day we may face a threat even greater than the Empire. We cannot be caught unready." The human ship continued to move, quiet and calm, carrying its crew safely. Behind them, the Empire's fleet was shattered, the wreckage floating through space as a warning to all who would underestimate humans. John knew that the battle was not just a military success, but a turning point for humanity. The galaxy had learned to see humans in a new light, small, yes, but clever, brave, and unstoppable when needed. "Humans are unpredictable," John said softly. "We do not rely on numbers or brute force. We adapt, we plan, and we act with precision. That is our advantage. That is what makes us strong." Alex nodded. "The Empire underestimated that. They learned too late." Lisa added, "And the galaxy will learn too. Humans are not weak. Humans are capable of great things, even against the largest odds." As the human ship traveled further from the battle, they transmitted information about the Armada, the technology they had used, and lessons learned. The message was not meant to boast, but to warn and educate. Civilizations across the galaxy received the transmission. Many were shocked, many were inspired. The image of one small human ship defeating an unstoppable fleet spread quickly, and respect for humans began to grow. John looked at the stars, thinking about what lay ahead. "We have done what we needed to do. Now we show the galaxy who we are, not as conquerors, but as humans willing to defend ourselves and others. That is the true power of humanity." Alex smiled. "Then we keep moving forward, ready for what comes next." Lisa nodded. "We will." Today was just one victory. The galaxy is bigger and challenges will come, but we are prepared and humanity will rise to them. The human ship moved silently, carrying its crew and the story of a battle that would be remembered for generations. They had proven that size and numbers were not always decisive, that courage and intelligence could overcome the greatest odds. The Empire's pride was broken, and the galaxy had learned a lesson that could not be forgotten. John, Alex, and Lisa looked out at the stars in quiet reflection. The galaxy was vast, full of dangers and opportunities, but humans had shown that they could survive, adapt, and triumph. The battle was over, but its effects would last forever. Humans had proven themselves, not through arrogance or force, but through skill, strategy, and courage. As the human ship continued toward home, it left behind a galaxy that had begun to see humans differently. No longer small or weak, humanity was now respected, feared, and admired. One ship had changed the perception of an entire species. John, Alex, and Lisa knew that their actions would inspire future generations. Humans would remember that courage and intelligence could defeat the greatest odds. The stars stretched endlessly, silent witnesses to the small human ship that had changed the course of history. The Empire's Armada lay in ruin, and the galaxy had received a clear message. Humans could survive, humans could fight, and humans could make a difference. John, Alex, and Lisa knew that humanity's story was just beginning. The victory had been hard-earned, but it had shown what humans could do when united by courage, intelligence, and determination. Humanity's journey continued, carrying with it the lesson of the battle. One ship, one crew had shown the galaxy that even the smallest force, when used wisely, could overcome the mightiest empire. The empire would recover, civilizations would adapt, but the message remained clear. Humans were not to be underestimated. John Carter spoke quietly to his crew. Today we have proven that humans are clever, brave, and capable of more than anyone believed. We fight not for glory, but for survival and for what is right. The galaxy will remember this day and humanity will continue to rise. Alex nodded. We've done our part. Now we keep moving forward, ready for what comes next. Lisa added, we have shown our strength and we have sent a message. The galaxy will never forget it. The human ship moved onward, leaving behind the silence of the battlefield. Debris floated slowly, reminders of the Empire's pride and their own defeat. Humans had proven that size and numbers were not always the deciding factor. Courage, intelligence, and strategy had won the day. John, Alex, and Lisa had led humanity to victory, and the galaxy had seen the power of humans for the first time. As they continued through the stars, John reflected one last time. Humans are not weak. Humans are not insignificant. We adapt, we think, and we fight when we must. One ship, one crew can change the fate of the galaxy. That is the lesson we leave behind. Alex and Lisa nodded silently. The human ship carried them forward, a symbol of what humans could achieve, leaving the galaxy forever changed. A single human ship decimates the Galactic Empire's unstoppable armada. HFY, Epic Sci-Fi Stories.